You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, something about on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at some Let's Play episode of Temptations Ballad. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! Alrighty. I don't know. I mean, you're still a batty old hag, but you've got a few redeeming qualities. The enchanter was taken aback for a moment before cackling humorlessly. Truly, a fleeting glimpse of worth only envy can find. I didn't realize you were such an optimist. I'm afraid I'm in too deep to turn back now. Tomorrow I will dedicate my all to destroy everything Roderick holds dear, and die trying. Rosie's face blinked and frowned. Die trying. There was no question. A certainty. Roderick is a formidable foe. I don't intend to survive the day. Mortals are supposed to value their lives, aren't they? The edge of Agatha's lips tugged upward slightly. Is that a hint of concern, I hear, Zelos? Don't flatter yourself. I've seen thousands of mortals drop like flies across the centuries. Your methods simply baffle me, that's all. Really? I always thought I was pretty straightforward. Humiliate and destroy the man who took everything from me. That's all there is. Speaking of which, Agatha rummaged inside her desk. Ooh. After a moment, she gingerly pulled out a small, black obsidian crown. Zealous' brow raised as she leaned forward, prodding the jewel's crown curiously. This looks similar to the crown that my siblings and I were encased in, but it feels different, somehow. I'd hope so. I made this one myself. If Roderick is going to bastardize my life's work, it's only fair that I get to steal some of his designs. What's it supposed to do, exactly? This crown was designed to drag the subconscious of its wearer's mind to the surface. Buried memories and implanted mental constructs, from what I can gather. It makes sense, considering what the man had planned for my creations. Agatha traced a finger against the crown's sharp edges with a determined glare. I've created one of my own and repurposed it for tomorrow's battle. If we are to stand a chance against Roderick, we will need to even the playing field. Ah, speaking of which... The crystal ball on the enchanter's desk suddenly flashed a soft warning glow. Someone had tripped one of her scrying wards. The bat pressed her palm against the glass and peered into its reflections. The fog swirled within for several moments before clearing to show images of Artemis Gautier and her little merry band huddling outside the gates of the 14th laboratory. Curiosity has baited our quarry to the snare. Let's see how she fares, shall we? Alright, y'all. Magistry District, 14th Laboratory Exterior. Cole squinted at the ruined building before them with a raised brow. Huh, I guess now we know why the lab was shut down. A deep crater carved deep into the white, sterile walls of the 14th Laboratory, cutting through the building's multiple stories like a layered cake. A strange sense of foreboding hung in the air as our group approached the tattered gates of this abandoned institution. Incredible! What do you think happened here? A magical accident of some sort? A battle, I'd wager. The destruction is contained in a perfectly circular explosion, and the sides of the building have been reclaimed slightly by the local vegetation, but not a single weed has sprouted within the blast radius. Necrotic magic. If I were to hazard a guess, a powerful wizard cast a circle of death here. If a big battle happened here, there's got to be a record of some sort, right? Ever eager to be useful, Calder stepped forward and flourished his hand through his hair dramatically. Cole idly wondered how the hyena would react if he shaved it off. I'll have you know that during my arcane safety curriculum, I studied all the major magical incidents that occurred throughout Axia's recent history. A large-scale attack would have been reported in the local papers at the very least, but I have seen no such records. You sure you didn't just forget? Calder scoffed and brushed his hair with a huff. You've been doing that a lot, Cole mused. A stress tick or just plain vanity. It was hard to say. Let me assure you, I am quite confident in my studies. House O'Shaughnessy's education regiment assures that each of its heirs... So this incident was suppressed from the news. Interesting. Maeve's eyes traced over the exposed interior of the building while doing her utmost to avoid contact with the spluttering and indignant Calder. Tell me, O'Shanassy, did your studies describe what this laboratory was used for? Well, it was mostly research for the royal family. Its subjects include life energy and other health-related magics. Famously, this was the facility where King Roderick spearheaded research for a cure to Queen Tabitha's wasting disease. I believe they also lent their facilities to the church to research celestial magic. None of that sounds like it could cause a big explosion. Indeed, quite a mystery we've stumbled upon. Artemis stepped up to the gate of the laboratory with grim determination. We should conduct our investigation with caution. If we split into 2 groups, we can start from the basement and upmost floors and meet somewhere in the middle. Before Artemis could cross the front gates, Cole seized her by the wrist. Stop! Don't move! Don't touch anything! What's the matter? This building. It looks abandoned, but it's warded like a fortress. Arcane light flooded Cole's eyes as he peered across the laboratory's facade. There are traps and protection spells everywhere. Hell, there's a massive glyph under our feet right now, and there are more covering every inch of the perimeter. Luckily, everything looks inactive, but let's not do anything stupid that might trigger it. Cole turned his gaze downward, his brow furrowed in concentration. Second, y'all. Water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back in, shall we? Right here, I believe. Okay, alright. Cole turned his gaze downward, his brow furrowed in concentration. And there's a very powerful anti-scrying ward in the basement. I can't see through it at all. Somebody wants to hide something in this lab, and they're serious about it. Cole glanced up and rubbed his eyes. Hey, nerd. What? Are you referring to me? Who else could I be talking about? Focus up! You mentioned that the church used this place too, right? What for? Oh, well, I'm not quite sure. The records never specified anything other than studies into celestial magic of some sort. Cole frowned as he leaned forward, trying to get a better view through his watery eyes. Sounds about right. There's some sort of celestial thing inside the building. Scratch that. Multiple things. Pieces of things. I'm not sure what they are. I can't see them clearly, but beside him, Artemis let out a shiver. I think I can feel it too. Through my divine sense. I can't quite place why, but it feels sickening. Well, that's unsettling. Is it dangerous? Cole rubbed his watery eyes and shrugged. No clue. Artemis radiates celestial magic too, but her magic feels different, like a big cloud of static. Very prickly, like a little thunderstorm, but overall not that strange. Whatever's inside this lab, though, it feels, how do I put it, otherworldly. Rotten. He jumped as Noodle slithered up his shoulder and let out a disgusted hiss. Noodle. That's right, Noodle's voice. That scent! It stinks even worse than the shiny mortal. Absolutely foul. What voice should I do for Malice, y'all? It's been a while since I've voiced him. Absolutely foul, like meat that's been left too long in the sun. Whatever you fools intend to do, make it quick. I can scarcely tolerate the stench. Little Python gagged and quickly retreated back into Cole's pocket. Maeve raised an eyebrow. Was that your familiar? I wasn't aware snakes were sensitive to celestial energies. Well, he's a noodle of many talents. I can concur. His master may be a menace, but Sir Noodle has a history of great advice and good taste in snacks. Strange for a novice bard to have a magical familiar. Where did you find it? Sid cut in quickly. I'm sure we can chat about Cole's pet-rearing methods later. Right now, let's focus on the big ominous building in front of us. The druid's eyes narrowed, but she did not press any further. So, what's the plan? Is it safe to go inside with whatever weird creature's in there? Cole rubbed his sore eyes, blinking against the strain as he peered inside the laboratory again. We should be okay if we tread carefully. I'll lead from the front and point out any traps that are in our way. Tea time, y'all. Oh, that tea's delicious. The hyena pointed towards the ground before sheepishly realizing the others couldn't see through the dirt. Anti-scrying magic seems to be focused mainly in the lab's basement. I bet that's where the information for the anti-mimetic spell is stored. Let's make our way there in one group in case we're attacked or set anything off. Afterwards, if it looks safe, we can investigate the rest of the building. Sound like a plan? An agreeable approach. Lead the way. Cole glanced at the druid warily before stepping forward and pushing open the front gates. Immediately, he felt the air reverberate as though something old was shaken loose. The hyena sniffed, noting the faint metallic scent of ozone. Did you set off a trap already? Well, no. At least I don't think so. Nothing seems to be exploding in our faces yet. It might have been a silent alarm of some sort. Cole whirled around to see a sudden flash of white mist. Ah! Prince Cassius abruptly collapsed in front of their group, panting with his hands on his knees as though he had just run a marathon. What are you all doing at my father's laboratory? Oh, now you want to talk. This place is strictly forbidden and dangerous. You shouldn't be anywhere near here. It took a moment for the others to comprehend that the Prince of Axii had just dropped out of the sky at their feet. Artemy immediately scrambled to one knee in a panic mix between a bow and salute. Calder let out a surprised squeal unfit for a grown man, while Sid gave the prince a shy little wave. Maeve, much to Cole's disappointment, approached the prince without so much as batting an eye. With all due respect, Your Highness, we are in dire need of answers. When you refused an audience with us, we naturally looked elsewhere. Well, can't you look anywhere else? This laboratory, it's such an awful place. You'll have a terrible time, I assure you. So, you've been here before? Cassius let out a squawk and covered his beak. Well, technically, it's a research center for the royal family. Of course I've been here. The prince shot Cole a pointed look. I really don't see why you of all people would pry into this place for answers. You've been here yourself. No. Cassius's feathers puffed up in frustration. Well, of course you have. We both have. Enchantress Stoker didn't make you a very good liar, did she? Cole frowned. The prince seemed awfully worked up about this. I'm not sure what conspiracy you've cooked up in your head. Yesterday was the first time I've even met the old bat. The only reason we're here is because she mentioned the royal family was hiding something shady in this lab. Cassius let out an exasperated huff. What do you mean you've never met her before yesterday? Where did you come from, then? Well, you see, when a man and woman love each other very much... Don't patronize me! Artemis suddenly perked up with a curious gleam in her eye. Actually, I am rather curious myself. You're obviously Sir Marrow's son, but who is your mother, Cole? She let out a gasp. Have we uncovered a scandal of some sort? Is Enchanter Agatha your secret birth mother? Oh my god. Yeah, Bonebreaker is getting his bone broken by Agatha. Cole stared at her, deadpanned. Do I look like a fucking bat to you? Gautier, you literally told us yourself that the Enchanter suffered from infertility issues. And, I'm not sure Marrow Bonebreaker is into women. Artemy deflated slightly. Oh, I suppose you're right. Apologies for my outburst. I just encountered some similar fascinating scenarios in my reading recently. Sid placed a concerned hand on the knight's shoulder. Artie, these books aren't a good reference for reality. Artemy crossed her arms with a huff. Romance is alive and real, Sir Sid. Do not give in to cynicism and dismiss the possibility outright. See, this is why you agreed to marry Maeve on the spot. That's different! Cole sighed warily. Unfortunately, romance has Papa and Hamish tied together by the hips. I don't think there's any real mystery there. They are a lovely couple, but surely there are some dramatic details to uncover. For instance, who's your birth mother, Cole? I cannot imagine Sir Marrow courting anyone else. He loves Sir Hamish so deeply. Are we seriously gossiping about my papa in the middle of an abandoned lab? I'd quite like to know as well. That one-eyed brute has left quite a scandalous trail of rumors in his wake. You are his son. Surely you'd know fact from fiction. Cole frowned as he gnawed on his lip. I never liked thinking about this sort of thing, and Papa never liked talking about it, so I never pressed him. Why ever not? Honestly? Until recently, I always thought Papa just hooked up with some whore and I popped out afterwards. That's not very romantic. Artemy blinked and shot him a curious look. Until recently? Cole grimaced, his stomach writhing uncomfortably. Well, you know, I've been kind of a shithead. That is not a great mystery, Cole. Yeah, anyways. I didn't really care much about the whole thing because Papa's my father. I'm the son of Marrow Bonebreaker. That's all that mattered. I didn't care who he was with, whether it was Hamish or some random woman he shacked up with. Because he's the greatest warrior in the land. Who else can really measure up to that? But now? Cole bit his lip as the images from Hamish's memory flickered in his mind. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like something he'd do. Artemy's ears perked up with excitement. Oh! Perhaps you were like me! Her Excellency was, Was wed to no man, yet the Creator blessed her with a child. Everyone glanced at the knight awkwardly. Even if we go with the Immaculate Conception angle, I don't think Papa or Amish have the right equipment for it. And I cannot imagine the church would react well to the idea. And the bishop was probably lying through her teeth, but Cole decided to keep that tidbit to himself. Lahaina glanced up and was startled to see Prince Cassius staring at it with a conflicted mix of confusion and indignation. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!